welcome to Day Trip Diva Network. I am Nikki, your host, and welcome to the second episode of Fishbowl Confessions, travel version. So I found some extra questions. That was great, and I'm gonna answer about two or three of them. So let's get this thing started. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Yeah. Let's see. Mix it up. Dig in, dig in, dig in, dig in. All right. First one. What has been your biggest adventure so far? I'm gonna go with even though it's more or less a family thing, I would say North Carolina when I did the Blue Ridge Mountains. A lot of driving, a lot of exploring. I went with my mom and a lot of hiking. And I didn't really know much about travel then. I mean, I knew a good deal. I've always done traveling, but I didn't know like planning and itineraries and staying on track and knowing exactly where I'm going so I wouldn't have to waste time. And we ended up wasting a lot of time. I mean, we have fun and, exploring, but I think it could have been better if I had some kind of plan together or some kind of, something like an itinerary. That way we could have fit more things into the plan. Now I know the whole idea where you just wing it, let your hair down, have fun, go and do it is I like that too. I'm not gonna lie. But I also like knowing where I'm going, knowing what I'm doing, getting there, and making the allotted time to, enjoy it and then be able to move on to the next thing. So, yeah. So my biggest adventure was the Blue Ridge Mountains. I mean, the elevations, and I'm from Florida, so we don't get mountains, and to go to the mountains and see the mountains and to see how different it is from city life, it was really fun. And to be up there with all those views and you see so much land and trees and it's really cool. So, yeah. Next question. Shaky, 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 shake. Not trying to look. All right, here we go. Let's see. What was a moment when you realized travel changed your life? uh, I think I guess I could have been two moments. I guess when I was 8 years old, but that was for a totally different reason. Um, I think coming out of college and I started. I had developed depression in college in 2008, and nothing was working for me, literally. Nothing was making me happy. I was stuck. I was changing career paths, which I didn't think I was going to do. The degree or field I wanted to go into just didn't work. And sorry, I always had my heart set on being in the science field, and it just wasn't going to work for me. And so when I had to switch over and I thought I was going to go into photography, which made me even more depressed because I did not want to go into photography, I started doing like little miniature travels. And I was working at a warehouse. And on the weekends, I would take like these little miniature day trips, these little miniature travels. And then every now and then I'd go on an actual trip where it's overnight, book a hotel, the whole nine. And it was fun. And I realized how happy I was when I was traveling. And yeah, so it was like, I want to do this more. So then I started researching WordPress and I opened up a blog just for hobby's sake. I never wanted it to become like a business career thing because I thought it would take the fun out of it. I was wrong. Yeah. So college years, depression, and I saw that travel made me happy in a way that nothing else was really doing. So, and then when you find that kind of love, yeah, you go for it. So, yep, that's that. All right, let's see here. Last question. Let's see if we can get us good ones. Alrighty then. Let's see. All right. Do you think it's safe to travel during COVID-19? This is a good one. All right. This might get slightly political. Um, no. We are talking about a virus here that has become a pandemic or created a pandemic, and it is unsafe to travel. Um, this whole idea where people believe that they should be able to do whatever they want is a very selfish thing. We have so many people in the world with or compromised immune systems, and to think that you have to be so privileged, well, I'm going to still travel even though I could, you know, carry the virus and have the greatest risk of carrying it, because if you're asymptomatic, you're not going to really show symptoms for quite some time. You could be carrying the virus and not have any symptoms, and you could spread it to someone without you or them knowing. So, traveling with COVID-19, I mean, unless you're trying to get back home or of that nature, something, dire like that, then no. If you're just trying to go to Hawaii because you had this trip planned for 2 years and now COVID out and countries are shutting down their borders, well, too bad, so sad. Hawaii's going to be there in 2 years. I mean, you might not, because God knows what the virus might do, but, whatever. This isn't, the way I think of it is, this isn't about you. The virus, the pandemic, this isn't about you. And, I didn't like the fact that so many people were talking about, I'm not going to get the vaccination because I don't know what's in it. Or, this whole idea of it's my body, I'm going to, I'm not going to take the vaccination. I'm not going to get my kids vaccinated. I'm not going to get my spouse vaccinated, and then you go to work, as if everything's okay. It's basically a slap in the face to the people at work who don't have these strong immune systems, and to the coworkers who have to go home to people who don't have strong immune systems. And why should they miss work just because you don't want to get to prevent them from catching the virus and taking it home just because you didn't want to get vaccinated? So I find the pandemic really showed me just how selfish we've become and how overprivileged we've become, to the point where we had to make it a debate or something political regarding the vaccination, where years ago this wouldn't have been a question. People would have been lined up down the street to get a vaccination, like polio or the Spanish flu or whatever. People would have lined up down the street, no questions asked, whatever, let's get to it, let's do this, let's beat this, let's do this. But now in 2022, we have so much information and so much more resources and ways to know things and stay in the know about what is going on around the world and in our communities. We have taken it upon ourselves to be selfish and think that, okay, well, I'm not going to cancel my travel plans because X, Y, and Z. Well, other countries don't have to feel like that. They want to take measures to protect the people, their citizens, so they close their borders and now people are mad. Or, airlines are cracking down on carrying those COVID cards and things like that. And people are actually getting mad about that. My God, when does it stop being about you? It's not about you. This is a pandemic. Unless you are traveling to get back home with family, or maybe a funeral or something actually important. No one cares about your wedding anniversary. No one cares about your vacation that you've planned years ago. Cancel it. We're in a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So, oh well, life doesn't work like that. It doesn't revolve around you and your political views and your thoughts. This is about protecting the person that's next to you, protecting a coworker, protecting a family member, protecting the person you're sitting next to on a plane or standing next to in a store. Or you don't know other people's lives. You don't know who they're around. You don't know the family members that they have to try to stay safe for for them. Well, why don't they go get the vaccination? Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. They can go get the vaccination, but so can you. It's not a big deal. It's not like you're going to have liver failure from a vaccination. I mean, if you can go and get the flu shot every year, then why not get a vaccine? Now, yes, there can be some mistrust, but I think people put too much stock in misinformation. They're so busy relying on sources like Facebook as a credible source to information instead of like the CDC or other science-driven websites and sources. These people who have studied viruses and infections their whole career now aren't credible enough to tell you that you need to take a vaccination. Now we're listening to quacks who put some lemon juice with some grass they cut outside and tell you to drink this and everything's great. Well, no, that's not the case. So back to the original question, is it safe to travel during COVID-19? No. And as these countries should shut down their borders, and they can shut it down for as long as they feel need to. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of backdoor nonsense that's probably going on with it. They could be just using it as some controlled tactic, which I doubt. This is a pandemic, and we've all watched millions of people around the world die. And we're over 1 million in our own country. America, by the way. So, I mean, where's the wake-up call? When do you get on board? When do you take it serious? America should have closed their borders, too. I mean, they did, for a while. But then there was a big debate about, let's go back to school. Let's open up businesses again. My God, let's not make this political. Let's not make this about the society or capitalism or anything. We should be making this about people, because the people that have died are never coming back. And they had people who cared about them, and they're never coming back. And this may be collateral damage to the government, but these are people we grew up around. These are people we've made memories with. These are people we wanted to protect from harm, and we tried our best. And when you have people out here who feel like, well, I'm too privileged to care, it's my life, I'll do what I want, and if I don't want to get vaccinated, whatever. If I get the virus, doctors still have to heal me because of their Hippocratic oath or whatever. They can't just let me die. It's like, oh my God, what the heck? And you just wish that they could just turn you away because you refuse to get the vaccination. And then you have nurses and doctors who don't want to get vaccinated. Well, then we're back to square one, aren't we? So anyways, whatever, not trying to get into the whole thing, but back to the original question, if it's safe to travel during COVID-19, absolutely not. I mean, think of other people. Don't just think about yourself. Think about other people, because this is not the last time we will be going through a pandemic. And it might be 10 times worse next time. So think about other people. Don't be selfish. All right, that is my episode 2 of Fishbowl Confessions. If you guys have any questions you'd like to leave to add to the bowl, just leave it in the comments. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to me, and we'll be prepping for episode 3. Thank you, and have a good day.